The next day she went to school, took her to the bus, the usual run, and don't know what kind of day she had because when the bus came, she wasn't on it. So this day, I called the school and I'm looking for my daughter. Oh, we put her on the bus. Couldn't put her on the bus because she didn't get off the bus. And went into a whole segment. My daughter was missing. For a mother who see their children every day, all day, I could never imagine one of my children not getting off the bus or not coming home. So for me, I didn't panic, but I became very angry. So I went to the school, called the police. The police asked for a picture. They asked for a lot of different things that schools didn't have. So they didn't have footage back then to look and see on cameras. The bus driver didn't care which kids got on the bus. They didn't count seats. They didn't do none of these things back then that they do now. And black missing child. My daughter wasn't the only child that had been missing that week. There was another little boy, this Caucasian kid, and he was everywhere, all over the news. I mean, people were just talking about him everywhere. My daughter didn't make the news. She didn't make anything. So I'm out on a hunt looking for my daughter. And the kids that were in her class, you know, the information that I was able to get from people didn't really lead to much. So everywhere I went, I'm hanging flyers, I'm looking around, I'm asking questions, and I'm being arrested. 23 times I was arrested, trespassing, something about being a nuisance, disorderly conduct. I mean, it's about 23 different charges. Looking for my daughter. What's the problem? I got arrested because I went to the mall and took my son to the mall, and this little lady, she taps my son on the head, and I smacked her hand. Like, he's not an animal. Got arrested for that. Simple assault. Tap my son on the head and I go to jail. Cute. So I got so used to just being arrested at this point, it didn't matter. So I was out day and night looking for my daughter. My husband, who he had both his legs amputated at one point. And then we were just out there. Grandmother was out there. Her great aunt was out there. They came from New York, and I was kind of losing my mind in a sense. Police told me to stop looking because there's too many woods out there. I said, yeah, too many woods for my daughter, right? I went through a lot of different changes in my mind, but I didn't feel like my daughter was dead. Didn't feel like my daughter wasn't somewhere where I couldn't get her. Well, one morning I decide I'm going to walk my dog. I had a Rottweiler, and her name was Roxy. We walking out the door, and she just kind of took off. Almost took my arm off and shot down the hill, running, barking, just going crazy. And she goes to this door at the bottom of my cul-de-sac in my subdivision, and she's scratching at this man's back door, just going crazy. And yes, I'm crazy, but I turn the knob. This door comes open. My dog barrels inside and goes to the floor and is scratching at the floor. when he pulled the little carpet back that was down there, there's this little clip. Looks like the thing on the back of a phone. You know, the little clip on the back of the phone. And me, being who I am, I guess at the time I was just being nosy. I was honestly probably being God guided, which I would say I was being guided. Because I had no business going in that man's house. And I had no business opening up his door, but I did it anyway. So when I lifted this thing, there was steps that goes down into the floor from the living room. And my dog fell down there, boof. And then he's crying. All I hear is crying. So back then I had this big Nextel phone, and I called my husband and I said, listen, you need to come down to the bottom of the hill. What's going on? No, Tom, just meet me at the bottom of the hill. The house at the bottom of the hill. So my dog is down there. There's a little light on the side, but it took me a minute to find it. And there's 2 children in this floor. A little white boy and my daughter. Zip tied to the wall. Knocked out.